There's a man who lives inside your head. You know him well. He's about 35, maybe 40. He remembers running for that train without a second thought. He remembers the energy it took to build a career, raise a family, chase a dream. He remembers feeling limitless. And then there's the man in the mirror. He's earned every line on his face. He's lived a life full of texture, of triumphs and trials. He holds the wisdom of decades. But some mornings, he feels like a stranger. The energy of that younger man feels distant. The get up and go has got up and gone. Gentlemen, my name is Dr. Evelyn Hayes. For over 2 decades, I've had the privilege of sitting across from men just like you in my urology practice. We've talked about everything from the prostate to performance, but underneath it all, the conversation is always about one thing: quality of life, vitality. And I want to speak directly to that man in the mirror, the one who feels the disconnect between the spirit that is willing and the body that is starting to send some new signals. That feeling isn't your imagination, it's not a sign of defeat. It is biology. It's the check engine light coming on, not to tell you the car is broken, but to tell you it needs a different kind of fuel, a higher grade of maintenance. The world talks about anti-aging, as if aging is an enemy to be fought. I disagree. Aging is a privilege, but feeling old, that is a choice, and today, I want to arm you with the knowledge to make a different choice. We're not going to talk about 100 different supplements or a magic pill. That's noise. We are going to cut through that noise and focus on the bedrock, the absolute foundation. We are going to talk about 3 essential vitamins, and I use that term broadly to include a crucial mineral that are non-negotiable for men over 60 who want to reclaim their energy, sharpen their performance, and live with robust vitality. Stick with me. This isn't just about swallowing a pill. This is about understanding the why. It's about giving your body the raw materials it needs to honor the young man you still are inside. Before we get to our big 3, we have to understand the battlefield. Why does a man at 65 need to be more strategic with his nutrition than he was at 35? 3 key reasons. First, the absorption toll. Think of your digestive system as a highly efficient factory. In your youth, it was brand new. Everything ran perfectly, but after 60+ years of service, some of the machinery is a bit worn. Your stomach may produce less hydrochloric acid. This is critical because acid is what helps unlock vitamins and minerals from your food, especially vitamin B12. So you can be eating the right things, but your body might be struggling to cash the nutritional check. Second, the metabolic downshift. Your metabolism, the engine that burns fuel for energy, naturally begins to slow with age. This is often linked to a gradual decrease in muscle mass, a process called sarcopenia. Less muscle means a cooler running engine. You don't burn calories as efficiently. This is why B vitamins, which are essential for converting food into usable cellular energy, become so profoundly important. They are the mechanics that keep that engine turning, even if it's running at a different RPM. And third, the lifestyle shift. Let's be honest, many of us spend more time indoors than we used to. We're less likely to be out playing a full-day golf tournament or doing heavy yard work from sunup to sundown. This directly impacts our primary source of one of the most critical vitamins for men, vitamin D. Our modern, comfortable life can inadvertently starve us of this sunshine vitamin. So you see, it's a perfect storm: decreased absorption, a slower metabolism, and lifestyle changes. This is why simply eating a balanced diet, while still the #1 goal, may no longer be enough to fill the tank. Sometimes the engine needs a targeted high-octane additive. A quality supplement can act as a nutritional insurance policy, filling in the gaps that diet and lifestyle might create. Now let's talk about our first foundational pillar of vitality. If I had to pick one deficiency I see most often in my practice, and one that has the most wide-ranging consequences for men over 60, it would be vitamin D. Calling it a vitamin is almost a disservice. It's actually a pro-hormone, a precursor to one of the most powerful hormones in your body. I call it the sunshine spark plug because it ignites so many critical processes. We often associate it with bone health, and that's absolutely vital. Vitamin D is the ticket that allows calcium to enter your bones. Without it, calcium just floats around, unable to do its job. This is why vitamins D, calcium, and magnesium are a powerful trifecta for maintaining bone strength and preventing osteoporosis, which is not just a woman's disease. But its role goes so much further, and this is where it gets personal for us men. First, immune function. Vitamin D is a potent modulator of your immune system. It helps arm your frontline soldiers, your T cells, to fight off infections. Think about it. How often do we hear about people getting sick more often in the winter? It's not just the cold, it's the lack of sun and, therefore, the lack of vitamin D, which is required for immune function. A robust immune system is your first line of defense against everything. Second, mood and brain health. Have you ever felt that slump, that low-grade melancholy, especially during the darker months? It might not just be the blues. Vitamin D receptors are found throughout the brain, in areas associated with mood regulation. Low levels are consistently linked with depressive symptoms. Keeping your levels optimal can be like opening the blinds in a dark room. It supports a brighter outlook and sharper cognitive function. And third, something I deal with every single day in my clinic: prostate health. Research has continued to explore the link between vitamin D and the prostate. While the science is still evolving, several studies suggest that maintaining adequate vitamin D levels is supportive of prostate health. Think of it as another layer of protection, another tool in your toolbox for long-term wellness in an area that is of paramount concern for every man in our age group. I had a patient, let's call him John, 68 years old. Came to me feeling utterly drained. "Doc," he said, "I feel like my battery is at 10% by noon." He had persistent muscle aches, a low mood he couldn't shake, and he was getting every cold that went around the grandkids' school. His diet was decent, he was walking, but we ran his blood work. His vitamin D level? It was in the single digits. Critically low. We started him on a doctor-prescribed high-dose vitamin D3 supplement. 6 weeks later, he walked into my office and I barely recognized him. He stood taller, the light was back in his eyes. He said, "Doc, it's like you flipped a switch. The aches are gone. I'm keeping up with the kids. I feel like myself again." John's story is not unique. It is incredibly common. So, how do you get it? Sunlight, the best source. But we need about 15-20 minutes of midday sun on our arms and legs, without sunscreen, a few times a week. For many, due to geography, skin cancer risk, or lifestyle, this isn't feasible or safe. Food, it's tough. Fatty fish like salmon and mackerel, cod liver oil, and fortified foods like milk and cereals contain some, but it's very difficult to get what you need from diet alone. Supplementation, this is where most men over 60 will find their solution. The key is vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, which is the form your body produces from sunlight and is more effective than D2. The most important step? Get your levels tested. Ask your doctor for a 25-hydroxy vitamin D blood test. This is the only way to know your baseline and supplement appropriately. Don't guess, test. If vitamin D is the spark plug, then the B vitamin family are your cellular mechanics. They are the crew in the engine room, taking the food you eat and converting it into the currency of energy, adenosine triphosphate or ATP. When you say you feel tired, what you are actually feeling is a deficit of ATP in your cells, and the B vitamins are the essential foreman on that ATP production line. There are 8 B vitamins and they work as a team, a complex. That's why you'll often see them sold as a B complex. Taking just one, like B12, can sometimes create an imbalance in the others. But for our purposes, there are 2 I want to highlight that are particularly crucial for men over 60. First, vitamin B12, cobalamin. This is the master of energy and neurological health. As I mentioned earlier, our ability to absorb B12 from food diminishes significantly with age due to lower stomach acid. This is not a minor issue. A B12 deficiency can be insidious. It doesn't just cause fatigue. It can manifest as brain fog, memory lapses, numbness or tingling in your hands and feet, peripheral neuropathy, and even balance problems. I've had patients come in worried they were experiencing the early stages of dementia, when in fact they had a severe, yet correctable, B12 deficiency. It's that critical for nerve protection and brain health. The second B vitamin I want to emphasize is vitamin B6, pyridoxine. Think of B6 as the great communicator. It's involved in over 100 enzyme reactions, mostly related to protein metabolism, but critically, it's essential for creating neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers in your brain like serotonin and dopamine, which regulate mood. It also works hand in hand with B12 and folate, B9, to control levels of homocysteine, an amino acid that, when elevated, is a risk factor for heart disease. To put it simply, without adequate B vitamins, you are asking your body to run a marathon on a thimbleful of gasoline. It just won't work. You'll feel that profound, deep-in-your-bones fatigue that no amount of coffee can fix. How to get B vitamins? Food. A truly balanced diet is key here. B12 is found almost exclusively in animal products: meat, fish, poultry, eggs, and dairy. B6 is more widespread in fish, potatoes, chickpeas, and chicken. Leafy greens are a great source of folate. Supplementation. Because of the B12 absorption issue, this is a case where supplementation is often not just helpful, but necessary for men over 60. Look for a high-quality B complex that provides a good balance of all 8 B vitamins. For B12 specifically, look for the methylcobalamin form, which is generally more bioavailable, meaning easier for your body to use, than the cheaper cyanocobalamin form. Again, a simple blood test can reveal a deficiency. If you're feeling a persistent lack of energy and mental fog, ask your doctor to check your B12 and homocysteine levels. It could be a game changer. Our third and final essential is not a vitamin, but a mineral, and it is arguably one of the most underrated and important nutrients for human health, especially as we age. I'm talking about magnesium. If B vitamins are the engine mechanics, magnesium is the electricity that powers the whole factory. It's a cofactor, a helper molecule, in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body. 300. Your body cannot make energy, stabilize your DNA, or build strong bones without it. Why is it so critical for men over 60? Let's focus on 3 areas of performance. First, muscle function and energy. Remember ATP, that energy currency we talked about? Well, ATP in its active form must be bound to a magnesium ion. No magnesium, no usable energy. It's that simple. Furthermore, magnesium is essential for muscle relaxation. Calcium makes your muscles contract, magnesium makes them release. If you're experiencing muscle cramps, twitches, or that restless legs feeling at night, it is very often a classic sign of low magnesium. Second, sleep quality. This is a huge one. How many of us struggle with getting a deep, restorative night's sleep? Magnesium plays a central role here. It helps calm the nervous system by regulating neurotransmitters that promote calm and reduce stress. It also helps regulate the hormone melatonin, which guides your sleep-wake cycles. A good magnesium level can be the difference between a night of tossing and turning and a night of truly deep, rejuvenating sleep. And we all know that a good day starts the night before. Third, heart health and blood pressure. Magnesium is the ultimate relaxation mineral, and this applies to your most important muscle, your heart. It helps maintain a steady heartbeat, and crucially, it helps relax the smooth muscle cells in your blood vessels. When those vessels are relaxed, your blood pressure tends to be lower, and your circulation is better. It works in partnership with vitamin D and calcium to support overall cardiovascular health. The problem? Modern farming has depleted magnesium from the soil, and processed foods are stripped of it. It's estimated that a huge portion of the population is deficient and doesn't even know it. They just chalk up the symptoms: fatigue, poor sleep, anxiety, muscle cramps, to getting older. It doesn't have to be that way. How do you get magnesium? Food. The best sources are things many of us don't eat enough of. Dark leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard, nuts and seeds, especially pumpkin seeds and almonds, avocados, and dark chocolate. Supplementation. This is an excellent candidate for supplementation due to soil depletion and dietary gaps. But not all magnesium is created equal. The cheap magnesium oxide you see in many drugstores is poorly absorbed and can have a laxative effect. Look for more bioavailable forms like magnesium glycinate, magnesium malate, or magnesium citrate. A combination is often a good strategy. Start with a modest dose, perhaps 200 mg taken in the evening, and see how you feel. It can have a profound impact on your energy levels simply by giving you the restorative sleep your body has been craving. So we have our big 3, vitamin D for the spark, B vitamins for the engine room, and magnesium for the electrical grid. If you focus on just those 3, you will be miles ahead. But for those who want to build a truly robust system, there's a supporting cast. I want to briefly mention 2 more key players. Zinc is to the male body what oil is to an engine. It's a trace mineral, so you don't need much, but it's vital. It's a powerful antioxidant, helping to protect your cells from damage. Crucially for us men, zinc is essential for immune function and for the healthy production of testosterone. As our natural testosterone levels decline with age, ensuring you have all the necessary building blocks, like zinc, becomes even more important. Oysters are the most famous source, but it's also found in beef, pumpkin seeds, and lentils. Another powerful antioxidant trace mineral is selenium. It works as a component of the body's master antioxidant enzyme, glutathione peroxidase, and even helps recycle vitamin E in the body, giving you more protective power. The easiest way to get your daily dose? Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts. That's it. Citing data from the USDA, a single Brazil nut can contain more than 100% of your recommended daily intake. It's one of nature's most perfect supplements. You could also consider coenzyme Q10, or CoQ10. It is found in every cell of the body and is critical for that ATP energy production we discussed. Our natural levels decline with age, and while you get some from diet, it can be difficult to get enough to make a major difference, making supplementation something to consider, especially if you take statin medications, which are known to deplete CoQ10 levels. Knowledge is only potential power. Action is where the real power lies. So, what do you do with all this information tomorrow morning? Step 1. Talk to your doctor. I cannot stress this enough. Before you buy a single bottle, have a conversation. Go in armed with this knowledge. Say, "Doc, I'd like to get my vitamin D, B12, and maybe my magnesium levels tested. I want to be proactive about my vitality." This creates a partnership. It allows you to supplement intelligently, not blindly. Step 2. Food first, always. Start by looking at your plate. Can you add a handful of spinach to your omelet? Can you swap your afternoon chips for a handful of almonds and a Brazil nut? Can you choose salmon for dinner twice a week? Supplementation is meant to supplement a good diet, not replace it. Step 3. Choose quality over price. When you do buy supplements, this is not the place to bargain hunt. The supplement industry is notoriously unregulated. Look for brands that are third-party tested by organizations like NSF, USP, or Consumer Lab. This ensures that what's on the label is actually what's in the bottle. Look for those bioavailable forms we discussed: vitamin D3, methylcobalamin for B12, and magnesium glycinate or malate. Gentlemen, we began this conversation with the man in the mirror. For too long, we've been told that a decline in energy and vitality is just an inevitable part of the journey, a tax we must pay on a long life. I'm here to tell you that is a limiting belief. It's an old story, and it's time to write a new one. Your body is an incredible vessel. It has carried you through 6, 7, or more decades of life. It has earned your respect. It has earned your care. Giving it the right fuel isn't about chasing youth. It's about honoring the wisdom you've gained by giving yourself the physical strength to use it. It's about having the energy to get on the floor and play with your grandchildren, the mental clarity to learn a new skill or start a new venture, the vitality to travel, to love, to engage with the world on your own terms. The man you are inside, that vibrant, capable 35-year-old spirit, is not a memory. He is the blueprint. He is your potential. By strategically and intelligently giving your body what it needs with these foundational nutrients, vitamin D, the B complex, and magnesium, you are not trying to turn back the clock. You are simply making sure the man in the mirror has the fuel to match the fire that still burns within. Thank you for spending this time with me. Be well and be strong.